today we are going to discuss about antifungal agents. Okay. So what are antifungal agents? Agents which are used to treat the infections caused due to fungus. So first you have to know about various fungus, okay, fungi, and the infections. Antifungal agents are the agents which are used for the treatment of infections caused due to different yeast, okay, molds. Okay, so most fungal infections are caused primarily by various yeasts and molds. So infections caused due to the fungi, which are yeast and mold. So these are called fungal infections, and antifungal agents are used for the treatment of infections caused due to fungi. So Candida albicans is the most common fungal infection causative agent. So Candida albicans is commonly found in gastrointestinal tract and vagina. Okay, so infections caused due to Candida albicans are treated using antifungal agents. So various diseases and causative agents. So let us see before going into the classification of antifungal agents. So what are diseases? So what are the causative agents and the specific part or area? This is a causative agent, okay, and the affected area. So for example, if you see dermatophytes are caused by trichophyton, microsporum and epidermophyton. Why we are discussing about this particular slide is, so antifungal agents, when in the classification of antifungal agents, specific agents are specifically used for the treatment of the infections caused due to this specific causative agents. Okay, so that's why first you have to know different types of diseases and the yeast infections, fungal infections. So dermatophytes is one such which is mostly caused to skin and hair and nails. Okay, infections of skin, hair and nails are called dermatophytes diseases caused by trichophyton, microsporum and epidermophyton. Next, yeast. Okay, yeast infections mostly caused due to Candida albicans. Okay, so we well known Candid cream, okay, which is a cream ointment used for the treatment of Candida albicans infections. Okay, it is mostly yeast infection and caused to vagina, GIT tract and oropharynx. Okay, so this is one kind of infection, yeast infection caused by Candida albicans. So specific drugs are there for the treatment of Candida albicans infections and dermatophyte infections. Okay, that's why we have to know the terminology first. And then lung infections caused by Cryptococcus neoformans present in the pigeon droppings. So pigeons, in the pigeon droppings there will be one fungus called, it's a form of yeast. It is a Cryptococcus neoformans. This is mostly responsible for the lung infection. Okay, so antifungal agents are also there for the treatment of the lung infection caused by Cryptococcus neoformans, mostly present in pigeon droppings. That's why we should not inhale this pigeon smells of this pigeon droppings. And one more is molds, which is caused by Aspergillus species. So these are the different diseases and causative agents and the area which is being affected. And what are the different classes of antifungal agents? Very important part. Okay, so let us see the classification of antifungal agents. Classification of antifungal agents. First one is antifungal antibiotics. Antifungal antibiotics. Examples are amphotericin B, nystatin and griseofulvin. Griseofulvin is a mostly asked question, which is an antifungal agent. Okay, antifungal agent. Griseofulvin, fungal agent. Okay, so amphotericin B, nystatin, griseofulvin comes under antibiotics. Next, azoles. Okay, so this is classification based on chemistry. Okay, chemical classification. Azoles are there. Azoles are again two types, triazoles and imidazoles. Okay, triazoles and imidazoles. Okay, triazoles are 3 nitrogen containing, imidazoles are 2 nitrogen containing. So triazoles are fluconazole, itraconazole, terconazole, fluconazole, fit. Triazoles are very fit. Fluconazole, itraconazole and terconazole. Rest of the azoles, triazole and imidazole. Okay, all are azoles. So all azoles are antifungal azole containing drugs. Okay, so there again two types, triazoles and imidazoles. Triazoles are fit. Fluconazole, itraconazole, terconazole, and imidazoles are clotrimazole, ketoconazole, miconazole, bifonazole, butoconazole and xenoconazole. Okay, clotrimazole, ketoconazole, miconazole, bifonazole, butoconazole and xenoconazole. These are azole, imidazole drugs. Next, another class is fluorinated pyrimidines. Fluorinated pyrimidines. Example is flucytosine. Fluorinated pyrimidines. Example is flucytosine. In the structure, metabolism, SAR, synthesis, okay, important adverse effects, all this we will see drug by drug, one by one in the next part. Okay, so this is only the classification part, class of drugs and examples. Fluorinated pyrimidines, example is flucytosine. This is also antifungal agent. Next is chitin synthetase inhibitors. Chitin synthetase inhibitors, nicomycin Z. Okay, chitin synthetase inhibitors, nicomycin Z. Next one is peptides or proteins. Peptides or proteins, example is cis-pentacin. Okay, peptides or proteins, example is cis-pentacin. Okay, next is miscellaneous agents. Miscellaneous agents are cyclopirox, tolnaftate, naftifin and terbinafine. Cyclopirox, tolnaftate, naftifin and terbinafine. Very most important class of these drugs is antibiotic drugs, azole drugs. Okay, antibiotic drugs and azole drugs. I will explain again, just have a brief look here. Antibiotics are amphotericin B, nystatin, griseofulvin. Next is azoles. Azoles are two types, triazoles and imidazoles. Triazoles are fit, fluconazole, itraconazole, terconazole, and rest of the azoles are imidazoles like clotrimazole, ketoconazole, miconazole, bifonazole, butoconazole, xenoconazole. Next are fluorinated pyrimidines, example flucytosine. Chitin synthetase inhibitors, example is nicomycin Z. Peptides or proteins, example is cis-pentacin. Miscellaneous agents, cyclopirox, tolnaftate, naftifin and terbinafine. Okay, this is a brief classification. Next, first class is polyene membrane disruptors. So, that is a classification based on the chemical structure and mechanism of action. Here, this is polymembrane disruptors. Okay, so first class is polymembrane disruptors based on the mechanism of classification. Okay, mechanism of action. This classification is based on mechanism of action. Okay, so polymembrane disruptors, okay, or these are antibiotics. Amphotericin B, nystatin, griseofulvin are antibiotics. These are polyene membrane disruptors. Okay, so examples are amphotericin B, nystatin and these are macrocyclic lactones. These are macrocyclic lactones. So macrocyclic lactones means it will be having two parts. In the structure of amphotericin B or nystatin, it is a lactone structure which is macrocyclic. Okay, that means a large structure with cyclic ester will be there. So, if you see here, this is for example, this is the structure of amphotericin B. Here, two parts will be there, hydrophilic part and lipophilic part. Okay, hydrophilic part consists of alcohols, acids and sugars. So, this is all hydrophilic part. This one, conjugated chromophene. Okay, this one is lipophilic part. Okay, so antibiotics of antifungal agents, example amphotericin B and nystatin, they consist of two parts, hydrophilic part and lipophilic part. Hydrophilic part consists of acid molecules, alcohols and sugar molecules. Especially in amphotericin B, if you observe, the sugar molecule is D-mycosamine. So, the sugar molecule present in amphotericin B is called, okay, D-mycosamine. So, D-mycosamine, if you see here, you will be having one amine group, 2 hydroxyls and 1 methyl group. Okay. So, D-mycosamine, the sugar part present in amphotericin B. Which of the following is a sugar molecule present in amphotericin B? So, it is D-mycosamine. Okay. And next, how many, this is the lipophilic part. Okay. The lipophilic part of amphotericin B consists of how many conjugated bonds, double bonds? If you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 conjugated double bonds. Conjugated double bonds means, see here, 1 double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. Like that, you will be having 7 conjugated double bonds. Okay. So, this is the lipophilic part of amphotericin B. And because of this conjugated part only, it is showing the activity. So, this is the amphotericin B. Similarly, nystatin will also having the conjugated bonds, not 7 but different, but conjugated bonds are present, and also hydrophilic part and lipophilic part will be present. Especially in amphotericin B, the hydrophilic part consists of alcohols, esters and sugars, acids or sugars and sugar. Sugars part is called D-mycosamine. Okay, in lipophilic part, 7 conjugated double bonds are present. One important point here is the number of conjugated double bonds correlates directly with the antifungal activity in vitro and inversely with the degree of toxicity. So, number of double bonds, number of conjugated double bonds is proportional to activity and inversely proportional to toxicity. What does it mean? When the number of double bonds are increasing, correlates directly with antifungal activity and inversely with degree of toxicity. Number of double bonds are more, activity is more. Number of double bonds are more, toxicity is less. Okay. So, this is the important point about amphotericin B, which is a polyene membrane disruptor. Okay, that means what? It disrupts the membrane of the fungi. Okay, that we will see again. So, polyenes have a higher affinity for membrane. So, this is the mechanism of action. What is the mechanism of action of amphotericin B? Amphotericin B and nystatin. It is polyene membrane disruptor. What is that? Polyenes have a higher affinity for membranes containing ergosterol over cholesterol containing membranes. Okay, that means what? Fungus will be having in its structure ergosterol. Okay, ergosterol membrane will be there. Ergosterol membrane will be there. Cholesterol is present in other than fungi. Okay, so fungus consists of ergosterol, and these molecules which are polyenes have very much higher affinity for ergosterol membrane. Okay, so because of that affinity, this amphotericin B and nystatin targets this ergosterol membrane. Hence, greater toxicity to the fungal cells. It goes, and higher affinity means it goes and binds to the ergosterol membrane and it disrupts the ergosterol membrane. That means what? It disturbs the ergosterol membrane present in the fungi. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action. Okay, so this is like we'll see again here polyene membrane disruptors. Polyene membrane disruptors. So, examples are amphotericin B and nystatin. These two are having very much affinity to the ergosterol membrane of the fungi, and thereby it is disrupting the ergosterol membrane, and these are polyenes. Why? Because conjugated double bonds are present. 7 conjugated double bonds are present in amphotericin B, which is a lipophilic part, and sugar part is called D-mycosamine. Okay, so just now we have discussed the mechanism of action here. It is disrupting the ergosterol membrane of fungi and other molecules, just like amphotericin. Nystatin is there. Nystatin drug is also having higher affinity for ergosterol membrane of the fungus. Okay, nystatin is produced by the fermentation of Streptomyces naurocii. Streptomyces naurocii. So, finally, after discussing all these drugs, okay, we will be having one biological source of the antibiotics. That means species of this Streptomyces and other microbes, and the list of the drugs. Okay, nystatin is from Streptomyces naurocii, and amphotericin B is from Streptomyces nodosus. Okay, amphotericin, Streptomyces nodosus. Okay, O is there, ampho is there, you can remember like this, amphotericin, Streptomyces nodosus, and nystatin is N for N, okay, don't, nystatin naurosi, okay, nystatin and naurosi. Streptomyces nodosus, amphotericin B, okay. And here if you see one important point about nystatin, it is a conjugated tetraene, okay. Amphotericin B, just now we have seen amphotericin B consists of how many conjugated double bonds? 7 conjugated double bonds. That is why amphotericin B is heptaene, whereas nystatin is conjugated tetraene. 4 conjugated double bonds will be there. Nystatin is conjugated tetraene, amphotericin is heptaene, conjugated heptaene. Nystatin is used for topical applications, okay, topical applications, it is a topical antifungal agent. Amphotericin is heptaene, it is used for the treatment of various fungal infections, and also one important point is nephrotoxicity. Amphotericin B side effect is nephrotoxicity. In order to remove that nephrotoxicity side effect, amphotericin B is always complexed with deoxycholic acid. Okay, so amphotericin B complex with deoxycholic acid will not give any nephrotoxicity. So there will be no any toxicity. And natamycin is another antibiotic, antifungal antibiotic, okay, it is also tetraene. These are the important points about polyene membrane disruptors, which are nystatin, amphotericin B, natamycin.